Well, Ashley, welcome back to Us Weekly.
Thank
it's great
you.
to see you.
It's always great being here.
Yes, I'm loving the season of Potomac.
Thank you.
Are you loving it as well after you're back? Okay.
I am. I really like it.
Yeah.
You know, our 9th season. It's so amazing to be here.
Right.
And, you know, it's just the energy feels a little different. So we're all embracing that, leaning into it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
How did you feel going into the season? Because obviously there were some changes and it's not the same as it was last season.
Yeah, I'm missing my Rubino, of course. And I know I saw that Candace had her baby today. So yeah, you know, it's different. And at first I was a little bit apprehensive. I didn't know what the dynamic was going to be like. But I would say that with our new additions, with Stacy and Kay as a full-time housewife and Jazzy, then I think we're doing pretty well. We've hit a good stride.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Have you spoken to Candace at all?
No, but I will.
You will, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah. No, it's something that she's wanted for a while.
I know.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
Something special about babies, you know? They also bring people together.
That is true, yeah. So since the reunion, you really haven't spoken at all?
No,
yeah.
we haven't.
How about you and Robin?
Yes, we have. Giselle actually went to her salon, her spa.
Okay.
And I couldn't make it because I was out of town, so I'm going to try to get there. Her spa's been open about a month now.
Okay, that's
Glow 30.
good for her.
Yeah, I'm very happy for her.
That's good, yeah. But like you said, the dynamic shifted, but I enjoy the new additions. I think they're fitting in nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good feel.
It's a good feel. I know that you and Stacy kind of got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but it seems like everything is kind of on the upswing. She said that you were the reason that she decided to open up in the group. She was here not too long ago, and she sang your praises.
Oh, thank you.
So what was it about her that you like so much and that you kind of gravitated towards?
Oh, well, you know, of course, Stacy is easy on the eyes. That always helps. Yeah. I love pretty people. But also, we have so much in common.
Yeah.
You know, and when I first met Stacy quite a few years ago now, I want to say about 8 years ago when I first met her initially, we were bonding over motherhood and we were talking about yoga. So I knew we had a lot in common. Yeah. And I just wanted Stacy to be more open to the process and to like give the girls a chance, including myself, to get to know her. Because it can be a tough group, especially if we feel like you're hiding something. We believe in, some of us, believe in authenticity and being as forthcoming as we can. So she fell in nicely, but you know, she had some growing pains.
Yeah, she did, yes. I feel like I'm sure probably your first season, you're like, I don't know how much I should share, shouldn't share. It's probably like a learning curve.
I probably should have felt that way, and I didn't. You know, I just let it all hang out.
But that's why you're still here.
Yes, very
such
true.
a great housewife.
Yes, thank you.
What do you, in all honesty, what do you make of her situation with TJ?
Honestly, I do want Stacy to be happy. We're in a similar situation too with our relationships. And for someone who hasn't had sex and was now a year and a half, I can't even fathom that.
Do you think that she kind of jumped into something way too soon after her split?
No, I can't. I don't think she jumped in too soon. I think, if anything, she maybe just wasn't sure of herself. I think if Stacy had felt more comfortable and more confident, I would have totally supported it. But I feel like she wasn't quite in a place where she knew what she wanted to do.
Sure.
But, you know, I think I support anyone moving on to a situation that's better for them in their own time.
Yes.
When children are involved, it's a little murkier. Of
course.
Okay. I think you should let the kids adjust too.
Yeah.
Not speaking about some of my other cast members. But, you know, I do think Stacy just needs to feel, I want her to feel like a woman.
Yeah. Then do you feel like she'll get that from him? Probably not.
That's a no.
Yeah,
that's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
Yeah.
That's a hard no. So how are you meeting people now? Because obviously it's changed a lot since you were dating a while ago.
Right. There were no dating apps.
Right.
There wasn't really even an Instagram. I think in like the first year of Instagram maybe when I met Michael. It's different. Most of the guys I meet are through friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like on the street.
Okay.
Actually,
oh, really?
Yeah, like in the restaurants and bars and stuff like that. Most of them have never seen me, don't know what I do.
Okay.
And that's interesting because I can like, you know, it's nice to have to like tell about myself to someone.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to be a little, as Countess Luann told me, to be very mysterious, darling. So I'm trying to do that at the same time.
I love it.
Yeah. And, you know, I actually was going to try a dating app.
Okay.
One of my housewives, I won't say now, but one of the housewives I was recently with, she is on a dating app.
Okay.
And she was showing me some of her prospects. And I was like, oh, I won't do it, but it would be fun to just sit and like swipe, you know,
Totally,
pastime.
yes. I love that Luann gave you some dating advice.
Yes,
countess.
Luann gives the best dating advice.
Yes. What else has she told you?
She has a zero policy. If you're not fun, like if you're not bringing it from the beginning, if you're not all about your woman, she says drop them.
Okay. Well,
don't wait for them to get there. If they don't give you that initial spark, if you don't feel it, don't even waste your time.
It's good advice.
It is. You'll save a lot of minutes, a lot of broken hearts and tears.
It's true.
Yes.
Any dating disaster stories thus far?
Disaster? What is a disaster?
Or
Like,
just
like a date that was really
you're like,
bad?
I need to like call somebody and get myself out of this situation immediately.
No,
okay, well that's
thankfully,
good.
Like I went out on a date with a guy and like I didn't realize how short he was. And like in the moment, we were like at a restaurant opening, and in the moment, like he was so commanding. It was his restaurant that he opened, so I think he looked like bigger and sexier to me. And then we had drinks, and he was sitting at the bar when I walked up.
Okay.
And when it was time to leave, and he like jumped down off the stool, and I realized that he was like coming up to my clavicle, my collarbone, and I was like, ooh, you know,
it's not gonna work.
It wasn't. And I, you know, unfortunately, to say, hey, I only like you as a friend.
Right.
And yeah, he literally stormed out.
No, really?
Stormed out.
Oh no. So it's tough out there.
It is, but it's fun.
But it's fun.
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
I think a few months ago, maybe like towards the beginning of the year, you said that you were kind of seeing somebody back in March, I think.
I was.
It was a longtime friend or somebody that you knew for a long time.
It was a guy that I had met when I was a bartender.
Okay.
And I was at a Friendsgiving, and randomly he walked in. This was 15 years later, 16 years later. Yeah, and we dated for a while. You know, we're still friends. We still keep in touch.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking for something serious, or are you just looking to have a good time right now?
I am.
Yeah.
I am looking for something serious ultimately, but, you know, I'm looking for Mr. Right Now in the meantime.
Right.
You know? I'm not rushing it.
Yes.
Not at all.
Did we see you kiss somebody on camera this season, right?
That was a very quick clip, wasn't it?
It was a quick clip.
You don't know if it was
I gotta
me,
look. I gotta,
could have been Giselle.
Right, I know. I'm like, I gotta rewind a couple times.
I don't know. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do meet a very dashing gentleman.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Still in contact with him too, or
Maybe.
maybe? Okay, wait and see.
Yes. Life moves quick. Let's just put it that way.
Life does move quick, yeah. But one thing that's not moving too quick is your divorce, right? Where are we kind of in that? Because I think in the last episode, this was in June, you said that you were going to mediation. You were hoping to wrap things up within like 3 months of that time. So where do we kind of stand now?
Yeah, we've actually decided to reconcile.
Breaking news.
I love how you're laughing. She wasn't even falling for it. God, that would have been so good. You're
Breaking
good.
news.
You're good. I was kind of straight faced and everything.
Right?
Wow, you are really good. Oh no, I am at a point now that I can like joke about it and laugh about it. It is happening soon. I made a lot of progress.
Okay, good.
I made a lot of progress. You know, obviously, it was really in my own time, and I know that fans wanted to know, my mom, my uncle, my friends, everybody was like, when are you going to do it? You know, calling me, checking on me. Oh, so how's the divorce coming? But I really did have to do it in my own time. And I'm glad that I respected my own process. Because I think if I like hastily did it when everybody else wanted me to, or when they thought I should have, I would have been really unhappy.
Yeah.
And I've already shed a tear or two about it, so.
How do you feel about it now? Because now that, like you said, thankfully you didn't do it so quickly, but like, how do you feel about it when you kind of sign on that dotted line? How do you think you're going to feel?
Yeah, very emotional.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone recently, and she's been married twice, and she was saying, like, it doesn't get easier. Like, yes, while you know you're not meant to be with that person, it really doesn't get easier when you think about the grieving process. Yeah. You'll obviously, like, you'll make progress in your life, but you'll still have that feeling, and you'll still wonder about the what ifs if you could have made that relationship work. But, you know, ultimately, I know it was the best decision for me. Yeah, I think some more time has to pass.
Sure,
honestly.
of course. Yeah, well, it's a huge life change.
It is, and it doesn't help that my kids are so young and cute, and they really like seeing mommy and daddy together still. Halloween, we were together, And the kids were like so happy to see their dad, and they wanted us to walk next to each other, and little things like that remind me, like, it's not just me that has to think about this process, it's also my kids.
Sure. When times like that happen, are you like, oh, maybe we should try to make it work again, or is it that?
Yeah, of course. There's always like a split, like, thought of maybe.
Sure.
And then, something happens, and it always does.
Right.
So, yeah, no, just kidding.
Right, just kidding. When you were going through that mediation, at that time, you said that you hadn't sat down with him for like a year, right? What was that?
That hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed. Okay,
No.
so it's more of just cordial co-parenting situations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and for a while, it was a little bit strained between us. We were parallel parenting.
Okay.
But over these last, I would say, like 6 months, maybe 6 or 7 months, we've gotten into a good stride.
Okay.
Yeah.
More.
Now we're working on the kids' Australian citizenship, for example. So,
Okay.
like, we're doing things that are more communal and more in a co-parenting vein.
Okay. Do you talk to one another? Like, do you communicate to one another, or is it all through like a third party?
No, we talk.
You talk. Okay.
Yeah, no, when
All
I
right.
say it's gotten better, baby, it
Okay.
really has.
It's really.
It's cordial.
Why do you think that is? Did you just put differences aside?
Yeah, as I mentioned, time really does help. Sure. And I think with that situation with my ex-husband, he needed time too. I think about myself a lot and me. And but really, he was a part of this process. And we were pretty in love.
Right.
So it's been a detachment period for both of us.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like you said, big life change. But the kids are adjusting?
Yeah, I think that one of the things I'm happy about is if we were going to make this decision, we did it at an age when they would be so young.
Yeah.
And right now it's so idyllic. When they say things, it's kind of like, oh, like mommy, daddy, hug. Like they still want to see certain affection things between us. But for the most part, they are like so young and happy and carefree and laughing and loving life. They get to have 2 homes, two bikes, 2 Christmases, 2, So they're in that phase.
It's all they've ever known, pretty much, kind of.
Like
in
at least
a way.
my younger son.
Right.
My older son,
Yes.
Dean, being 5, he obviously has a memory of when we all lived together.
Right.
But yeah.
Time heals. I did like how you said on the show that you are making it a point to not introduce your boys to anybody until it's a very serious situation, and that goes with Michael as well. Like you want to meet whoever he is dating. Has that happened yet? Is he dating anybody?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
DC is a very small city. Potomac, DC, the DMV is very small, and I've heard of him with people. And I'm sure he's probably heard of me with people, but. In terms of introducing them to the children, no, we have not had that.
How does it make you feel hearing that he's with other people?
Oh, the first time was tough.
Sure, yeah,
the first
of
time
course,
was tough. I was like, wow. I mean, I think I needed to like hear it. Now, the moment I see it is probably going to be another thing.
Yeah.
But right now, through a third party or someone telling me about it. But I'm also happy because I do want him to find happiness and love. I do. And, I think both of our kids will benefit when we're happy and adjusted.
Yeah. Do you want to get married again?
I will be married again.
You will be married again, yes.
Whether I need to pull a Britney and marry myself, whatever, I will be married again. Yes.
I like that.
I know what ring I want and everything. I've already picked her out. She's stunning.
She's stunning. What does she look like?
She's the pear shape.
Oh, yeah.
Pear
Beautiful.
shape.
Okay.
A nice little single gold band, but she's at least 3.5 carats.
Okay, at least.
Yeah,
yes.
minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah, because I picked out my first ring when I was 16.
Okay.
So I always I think I manifest it.
You have a vision.
I do.
Big wedding again?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be based on my partner.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Because I like a small wedding, but what if I'm with someone in the public eye or somebody that comes from a large family? I got to compromise. I don't like that word.
I don't like that word either. Yes.
The more I'm single, the less I like the word compromise. I really like doing things my own way. Like, I put up my Christmas tree on November 1st.
Good for you.
And I didn't have to, run it past somebody else or wait for them. And I'm going to leave my decorations up until middle of February. You know why? Because I can.
Because you can.
Because I can. So there are some perks for sure.
Definitely. Have any of the girls tried to set you up with anybody? Any football players, Chiefs players, or anything like that?
Jasmine actually, she suggested some people.
Okay.
But no, it never came to fruition. She's always promised me somebody too. Never quite panned out though.
No, never.
I'm going to have to hit her up on that. But no, I mean, everyone that I've met, most of the guys I've met, the girls either know him or know of him.
Okay.
So
yeah, she was kind of put it in the hot seat this past episode about her situation. What did you kind of make of that?
I was actually kind of thankful for the fact that Jazzy was just answering some questions because it was a bit confusing as to what is the situation between her and Darius, and I don't know if maybe I didn't hear it correctly or she didn't say it properly.
Sure.
The timeline of events, like when did he have the first baby? How did you find out about the first baby? Then when did the second baby come about? Is it with the same person? Were you guys still together? Like there were just so many things. It was just like the math wasn't mathing.
The math wasn't mathing, yeah. It was confusing as a viewer too. So glad we kind of.
It's still a little murky.
Still, right?
You know, it's not quite clear yet, but hopefully with some time
we'll get there.
Yeah, we need a little bit of clarity.
Totally. Can we talk about the scar?
Clearly not. Clearly we cannot.
Clearly
you know?
we cannot.
But, you know, and I didn't mean any harm by that. I really wasn't trying to offend Kay. I knew that was a very traumatic thing for her. It was even traumatic for me. And, you know, obviously I wasn't in any physical education, but that was really challenging for me too.
Yeah.
And I was trying to pay a compliment to Kay. I know it doesn't come off that way, but, you know, she's really doing a skincare line. And she uses it on herself, and I cannot see any sort of scar anywhere on her face. That it is pristine.
Sure, yeah.
On that face. So I was really trying to give a compliment, but it didn't land that way.
It didn't land that way at all.
No,
that was an explosive trip.
It was. It was.
So many different levels.
Yeah.
What do you make of how Karen is maybe not taking accountability for what happened to her? Or do you feel like maybe she is at all?
No, I don't feel like Karen is taking accountability. I do think that it's really hard because on the one hand, knock on wood, I've never had a DUI.
Right.
So I can't really say how I would feel. I think that there's a little more to the situation that it's her second one. So maybe that complicates it more. And that's where I'm trying to give her some grace.
Sure.
But still, I mean, I think that she does owe some of us, she owes us an explanation to some degree. We all feel invested. People have told us all things, or, you know, like, there's so much that we hear. It'd be nice to hear from the source, who is our friend, as to what's really going on. And just, like, help us understand so that we can be there to support you. I just haven't been able to get that from her.
There's a lot of questions of whether or not she should have gone to rehab. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that still remains a question.
Do you?
Yeah, that's still a conversation. Karen will obviously say no, but just as someone who knows that she's been through a lot, losing her parents and just life doing what it does, can be a bit hard and hard to deal with. And Karen wasn't coping in the right way or the best way for her. So hopefully she has learned some better coping strategies.
Sure, definitely.
I see she's meditating.
Yes.
You know, talking to Jesus, as she said during her meditations. So hopefully those conversations are fruitful.
Yeah. Do you feel like, or who kind of stirred the pot for you the most this season? Do you think?
I think everybody had a good hand. I think what I appreciate that nobody held back.
Yes.
I feel like questions, if someone had a question or if something sounded fishy, didn't smell right, everybody would say it, you know, and I really like that about this season of our show is everyone really did bring it.
Okay, yeah. What can you tease about the trip?
Oh, the trip.
The trip.
It was a very big turning point, I will say, for our group.
In a good way or a bad way?
You know, somebody in the group who I like, she was my ride or die. Like, I really loved her. I still love her, but somebody who I really had her back, and I consider her to be a good friend of mine. She just acted in a way that I would never have expected, nor would I trust being in my life with how she acted.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, that does happen.
Okay.
Around the trip.
Not Giselle.
I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Were you ever worried about maybe like your friendship with Giselle deteriorating at any point? Because you guys have obviously a business together and things like that. Was that ever in the back of your mind?
Not really.
No.
We're both very communicative and we're realistic, right? So if we're having an issue, if something's not working out, we pivot. And whatever it is, whatever the best decision will be, I think we'll both be comfortable making it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're really realistic.
Sure.
One of the things I like about her a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You've been to so many reunions, but is there, you know, obviously we haven't seen the entire season yet, but is there one thing that you're really looking forward to clearing up once it comes to reunion time?
yes, there definitely will be things.
Okay, things plural.
that I want to be cleared up at the reunion. But yeah, they haven't aired yet.
Oh, okay. I'll have to catch up with you later on
There's
again.
still a lot more to be
There
seen.
is, I know. We're not even like halfway through yet.
I
so
know.
It's a good
I have to
season.
remind myself of that. I'm like, oh my
Right?
gosh, there's still so many more things to happen.
Definitely. Well,
Yeah.
Ashley, it's always a pleasure. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
coming by as always.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank
Happy
you.
to
You
be
too.
here.
Yes.